And welcome back to the Girly Girl Bookworm. So today I have a weekend news for you. I'm sorry I look crazy. I just got back from work and I have like the worst headache ever and I'm like nauseous and I feel like the stomach bug is coming back around and I'm praying that I don't have it. So I just wanted to share this with you really quick. I read 2 books this weekend. The first book I read was 3 Weeks with My Brother by Nicholas and Micah Sparks. I gave this book 4 stars. This is a memoir from Nicholas Sparks. So he goes on a trip with his brother for 3 weeks around the world, and he just talks about the trip and his connection with his brother and his past of him growing up. And did I say I gave this 4 stars? I gave this 4 stars. I wasn't in love with it. I was very shocked in the sense that it says 3 weeks with my brother, and most of it was really about him growing up, and I actually liked the I called it on Goodreads the autobiographical part, where he really talks about his childhood and his siblings and how he grew up and how he became a writer, and I liked those parts a lot better than the trip part, which was interesting because this whole thing's about the trip, but most of it wasn't actually about the trip. It was kind of, I don't know. And the other thing that threw me off was the fact that it says like it's by Micah Sparks too, and Micah plays a part, like obviously because he's the brother, so he's in the book, but he doesn't write any of this. Like this is all in Nicholas's point of view, so I'm not sure if he just added like to the quotes or if it's just because he's in it and it's about his brother. Like, I don't know why they included his name. But other than that, like, I really enjoyed it. The flow was amazing. Like, I was expecting this when I picked it up, that it was going to be very similar to Eat, Pray, Love. And I hated Eat, Pray, Love, so I was scared. But this one flew. Like, it flowed nicely, and it was just a good read. And I was very interested to learn about how Nicholas became an author in his childhood, because his childhood is nothing like what you would think it would be. Absolutely nothing. So if you're interested in him, I would totally pick this book up because I learned so much about him as a person. And yes, I give this 4 stars. The next book I read was Mind Games by Kiersten White. And I did not like this book, really. I gave it 3 stars. I didn't love it, didn't hate it. I was kind of in the middle. And I was very upset because I've seen so many people talk about how much they like it, so I really was expecting to like it, and I just didn't. It's about these 2 girls and their sisters. One is blind, and she's kind of like a seer, so she kind of sees into the future. Like, she could see things. Not all the time, but she sees things. And the other one is just, they kind of call her special. She's like a special person, so she's kind of important, and they kind of use her, and in order to use her, they use her sister against her, like that they keep threatening to kill her. I don't even know how to describe this book. There is no world building whatsoever. I felt like I didn't understand this world at all. I didn't understand the special gifts, why they exist, or anything. It's a very short book. It's a duology, and I feel like they should have just made it big and explained everything because it was just, I don't know. And then it's one thing to change characters' perspectives, like one chapter is told in Fia's perspective and the other one's told in Anna's perspective. Annie, and I understand that, but then it was like one chapter was Annie, one chapter was Fia, one chapter was Annie in the past, one chapter was Fia in the past, one was Fia in the present, the other one was Anna in the past. Like, it just, okay, no. I'd rather like a straightforward book than going back and forth, especially when the fact that it's already back and forth characters. I don't need back and forth characters plus back and forth time period. It just throws me off completely. And I liked it, like it was alright, but it's just, it wasn't like the worst book I read, so that's why I didn't give it less than a 2. I mean, like less than a 3. But I didn't love it either, so I just gave it a 3, right down the middle. But I am intrigued to see what happens in Perfect Lies, because the ending of this, oh my god, I need to know what's gonna happen. So I will pick up Perfect Lies eventually, but I wouldn't go spending all your money on that book. If you could find it on Book Outlet where it usually is, that's how I got mine. Maybe I would suggest you pick it up, but for me, it just wasn't a good book for me. But that's all I have to share with you this week. That's, I forgot what I was going to say. Those were actually Mind Games was book 15 in my book buying ban, so now I just have to read 5 more and I can buy books. I just like updating you guys because then it makes me feel like I could actually reach my goal of 20, and because I keep going on websites to look at books, even though I know I can't buy them. It's so bad. It's so hard. But, yeah, that's all I have to say. And I hope you guys are having a really good reading week. Let me know what you read this weekend down below, and I will see you guys really soon. Bye, everyone.